Hey everyone, Rather Incoherent here. Today we're going to be doing a brief tutorial for Subnautica. I want to show you how to get the Alien Containment early in the game. The reason I want to do that is because it's sort of surprisingly far into the game that you get the Alien Containment, and sequence breaking it is really convenient. You'll notice my game looks a bit different than yours, and that's because I have a couple of mods. None of them impact gameplay in any meaningful way, especially in regards to this tutorial, and I'll go ahead and turn reshade off so that my game will look much like yours will. So first up, what requirements do you need? First, you're going to need a Seamoth, doesn't matter what upgrades. You're also going to need a Rebreather, a high-capacity oxygen tank, and of course you're going to need a scanner and a Seaglide. I'd recommend a compass, but it's not strictly speaking necessary. Before I go any further, there's going to be massive spoilers in this. If you care about that sort of thing, I'd recommend you stop now. So you'll notice I'm starting on my life pod. Your life pod may be somewhere else in the safe shallows, but the important thing is that you can stand on top of it. Look at the aurora and then turn right. See this conspicuous cloud? That's the floating island. That's where we're going. And if you're not quite sure which cloud is it, if you're having trouble for your graphical settings, open your inventory, and now it's very obvious which cloud we're talking about. So let's head out there. The reason I'm making this tutorial at all is because I find it very strange how hard it is to get the Alien Containment. It's a strictly aesthetic item with almost no practical purpose. I've heard people argue for game balance reasons it needed to be late game, but that's baffling to me, because I've never been short on bioreactor fuel at any point in my life. And in regards to food and water, sure, it helps with that, but marble melons exist, and that completely obsoletes the entire survival aspect of the game. So I don't really know why it's so difficult, only that it takes me a weirdly long time to get to it. And as such, I've figured out a method to get it pretty much immediately. So now that we're at the floating island, you want to go underneath the floating island to the middle. There's an oasis in the middle, and we just want to be beneath that. Here's the oasis, we just want to be underneath it as a landmark to guide where we're at, and we want to look straight down and go as far as we can. If you have a Seamoth with a max depth of 500, you won't even need to get out of your Seamoth until the very end, but I'm going to be getting out at 200 meters to demonstrate that this is doable with any level of upgrades. Now, at this point, I'm 200 meters down, we're going to get out and head down. The Seaglide is fast enough, 135 seconds is enough oxygen, it's a little bit stressful, but it's not even close to killing you. You're going to just follow this cliff down, and eventually you're going to come to a rather large hole that will take you beneath this even deeper into the ocean. And at this point you might have an idea where we're going to the Degasi Seabase. You want to turn and go straight north, and it should be, yes, right there. This Degasi Seabase has both the multipurpose room and the Alien Containment. The only other way of getting this, as far as I know, is by salvaging wrecks in rather deep, dangerous areas that are much more difficult and random to do in the early game. And as you can see, we're still at 90 seconds of oxygen. You have plenty of time to do this, and if you're struggling finding it your first time, once you found it, just make a note of the path you took, and then come back on a second trip. Don't drown being stubborn like I'm prone to do.
Unable to confirm whether it originated on the aurora.
And like, I've taken a couple of wrong turns and got lost in the base a bit, but I'm still completely fine. I have 60 seconds with about half my air left. And we just go south to get back to the hole in the ceiling, keep looking up, but don't get over anxious, you'll see it very clearly when it's there, don't just ride into the ceiling hoping to find it when it's obviously not there. And at this point, it should be fairly apparent that we've made it out. We've got no problems left. That is the Alien Containment got in very, very early. Now, I am an idiot, and I turned off all my beacons to make this video, so I'm not really 100% sure where my Seamoth is. There it is, thank God. That would have been an embarrassing way to die. Like, sorry guys, video production killed me, but I promise it works if you're not being an idiot. So, that's that. That's the Alien Containment got in pretty much at the beginning of the game. All you need is a Seamoth and basically the equipment you'd already have if you've got a Seamoth. Anyway, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that other shilly channel growth nonsense. I'll see you around.